My name is Rebecca Chen, and I'm 32 years old. I live in Seattle, Washington, where the rain seems to mirror the complicated feelings I've carried about my family for years. Tonight, as I sit in my downtown apartment overlooking the Space Needle, the city lights blinking through the evening drizzle, I'm reflecting on how everything unraveled and somehow came together in the most unexpected way. It started 6 months ago, on a chilly March evening. My parents had invited me to dinner at their house in Bellevue, the upscale suburb where I grew up. The cherry blossoms were just beginning to bloom along their street, petals scattered across the wet pavement like confetti after a celebration no one attended. I remember pulling into their driveway, seeing my younger brother Tyler's car already parked there, a sleek BMW that my parents had helped him buy 2 years ago when he graduated from college. I drove a modest Honda Civic. I'd bought it myself with money I'd saved from working 3 jobs during my own college years. "Rebecca, come in, sweetheart." My mom, Linda, opened the door before I could even knock. She was wearing her favorite lavender cardigan, the one she always wore when she wanted to seem warm and approachable. Something in my chest tightened. I knew that cardigan. It meant they wanted something. Inside, the house smelled like pot roast, my father's favorite. Dad, Robert, was in the living room with Tyler, both of them laughing at something on Tyler's phone. My brother looked up when I entered, giving me that charming smile that had always gotten him out of trouble. "Hey, Becca," he said, using the nickname I'd stopped liking around age 15. We all settled around the dining table, and for the first 20 minutes, everything seemed normal. Mom asked about my work. I told them I was working as a tech consultant, which wasn't entirely a lie. Dad talked about his upcoming retirement. Tyler dominated most of the conversation, talking about his new girlfriend and his frustration with his current job at a marketing agency. Then came dessert, and with it, the real reason for the dinner. "Rebecca, honey," Mom began, her voice taking on that particular tone that made my shoulders tense. "Your father and I need to discuss something important with you." I set down my fork, the apple pie suddenly tasteless in my mouth. Dad cleared his throat. "It's about Tyler. He's been given an incredible opportunity." My brother sat up straighter, his excitement palpable. "There's this amazing startup in Seattle, Next Gen Analytics. They're revolutionizing data visualization for healthcare companies. They've offered me a position as their marketing director." "That's great," I said slowly, though warning bells were already ringing in my head. "The thing is," Tyler continued, "they want someone who can hit the ground running. The salary is decent, but it'll take a few months before I see my first commission checks. And the position requires me to relocate to Seattle immediately." I looked between my parents and my brother, the pieces falling into place with sickening clarity. "We know you've been saving money, Rebecca," Mom said, reaching across the table to pat my hand. "You've always been so responsible with your finances, and we thought, since you don't have a family of your own to support yet, you might be willing to help your brother get started." The words hit me like cold water. "Help him how, exactly?" Dad pulled out a folder and slid it across the table. "We'd need about $50,000, just temporarily, of course. Once Tyler's established and making commissions, he'll pay you back with interest." $50,000. The number echoed in my mind. That was nearly everything I had in my savings account. Money I'd accumulated over 10 years of careful planning, sacrifice, and relentless work. Money my parents knew nothing about the true source of. That's my entire savings," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "We know it's a lot to ask," Mom said quickly. "But Rebecca, he's your brother. Family helps family. You know how hard it's been for Tyler to find his footing. This is his big break." I looked at Tyler, who met my gaze with an expression that mixed hope with expectation. In that moment, I saw our entire childhood flash before me. The times Mom and Dad had paid for his college tuition while I'd worked nights at a diner to cover mine. The car they'd bought him. The allowance he'd received through his 20s while I'd been building something they didn't even know about. "I need to think about it," I said, standing up abruptly. "Rebecca, please," Dad said, his tone firm. "Tyler needs to give them an answer by next week. This opportunity won't wait." I grabbed my purse, my hands shaking. I said I need to think about it. I left the house, ignoring Mom's calls behind me. As I drove back to Seattle through the rain-slicked highways, my mind raced. They didn't know. They had no idea that Next Gen Analytics wasn't just some random startup Tyler was joining. It was mine, I'd founded it 4 years ago with my best friend and technical co-founder, Marcus. We'd bootstrapped it from nothing, working out of a cramped apartment in Capitol Hill. Last year, we'd secured Series B funding, $15 million. We now had 42 employees and partnerships with some of the largest hospital networks in the Pacific Northwest, and Tyler had just applied to be our marketing director. The next morning, I sat in my office at NextGen Analytics, staring at Tyler's application on my laptop screen. Our headquarters occupied the 10th floor of a modern building in South Lake Union, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Lake Union. Marcus knocked on my doorframe, carrying 2 cups of coffee. At 34, he was brilliant, loyal, and the best business partner I could have asked for. "You look like you've seen a ghost," he said, handing me a cup. "What's wrong?" I turned the laptop toward him. My brother applied for the marketing director position. Marcus's eyes widened. "Tyler? You're Tyler?" "Yes." I took a long sip of coffee, and it gets better. Last night, my parents asked me to give him $50,000 to help him get started with his new job here. "You're kidding." Marcus sat down heavily. "Do they know you own this company?" "No one in my family knows. When I started NextGen, I used my middle name, Rebecca Morrison, instead of Chen. I didn't want them tracking my business online or asking for handouts." Marcus was quiet for a moment. His resume is actually pretty good. 3 years at Horizon Marketing, managed several successful campaigns. Our hiring manager, Jennifer, seemed impressed. "I know," I admitted. "On paper, he's qualified. That's what makes this so complicated." Through my office window, I could see our team working, developers typing furiously, our customer success team on calls. I'd built this. Every desk, every employee represented years of my life, my vision, my refusal to give up when things got hard. "What are you going to do?" Marcus asked. "I don't know yet." I closed the laptop. "My parents have been calling non-stop. They're pressuring me to give Tyler the money by Friday." Marcus leaned back. "You know what I think? The universe is giving you an opportunity here. You could use this to finally show them who you really are, what you've accomplished without their help." Around 3 in the afternoon, Jennifer from HR came to my office with an update. "We've narrowed down the marketing director candidates to 3 finalists," she said. "Tyler Chen is definitely in the top tier. I'd like to bring him in for a final interview next week." I looked at Tyler's polished headshot. "Yes, schedule him for Wednesday at 10. After Jennifer left, I called my parents. Mom answered on the first ring. "Rebecca, have you made a decision?" I took a deep breath. "I'm not giving Tyler the money, Mom." Silence. Then, "What? Rebecca, why not? He's your brother." "I have my own financial goals. That money represents a decade of work. I can't just hand it over." "You're being selfish," her voice rose. "Tyler has a real opportunity here, and you're going to let your jealousy ruin it for him?" "I'm not jealous, Mom. I'm being responsible. After everything we've done for you, what exactly have you done for me? You paid for Tyler's college. You bought him a car. I paid for everything myself. This is how you repay us? By abandoning your brother when he needs you?" "I'm sorry, Mom. My answer is no." I hung up, my hands trembling. Within minutes, Dad called, then Tyler. I let them all go to voicemail. My phone buzzed with a text from Tyler. "Really disappointed in you, Becca. Thought you were better than this." I didn't respond. Instead, I began preparing for Wednesday's interview. If Tyler was going to work at my company, he'd do it on merit, not because of family connections, and certainly not with my savings. Wednesday morning arrived with clear skies. I'd arrived early, unable to sleep the night before. Tyler's interview was scheduled for 10 o'clock. I'd planned everything carefully with Marcus and Jennifer. Tyler would go through the standard interview process, and finally, though he didn't know it yet, a meeting with the CEO, with me. At 9:45, I watched from my office as Tyler entered our reception area. He wore a sharp gray suit and carried a leather portfolio. He looked confident, prepared. He had no idea what was coming. For the next hour, I monitored the interview. I watched him present his marketing strategies and answer questions from our team. I had to admit, he was good. His ideas were creative, his understanding of digital marketing solid. Sarah, our senior marketing manager, came to my office around 11:15. "He's impressive, Rebecca. Should we move forward with the CEO interview?" "Yes," I said. "Send him in." I stood by the window, my back to the door, as Tyler was escorted in. I heard Jennifer say, "Mr. Chen, this is our CEO, Rebecca Morrison." I turned around slowly. Tyler's mouth literally fell open, his eyes widening in complete shock. "Becca?" he whispered. "Please, sit down, Tyler," I said, my voice professional, calm. Jennifer excused herself, closing the door. The silence that followed was deafening. Tyler sank into the chair. You're the CEO of Next Gen Analytics?" "Founder and CEO," I corrected. "I started this company 4 years ago. We bootstrapped it from nothing, secured venture capital funding, and built it into what you see today." He shook his head. "But how? Why didn't you tell us?" "I didn't tell the family because I wanted to build something on my own, without expectations or interference. I used my middle name professionally to maintain that separation. Mom and Dad think you're just a tech consultant. They have no idea." "No, they don't." I paused. "Tyler, I need to be honest with you. I know about the dinner last week. I know they asked you to apply here, and I know they pressured me to give you $50,000. His face flushed red. "Becca, I didn't know." "I know you didn't, but I need you to understand something. The money they asked me to give you, that's money I earned building this company. Every dollar came from years of 16-hour days, eating instant noodles so I could afford server costs. No one helped me." Tyler looked down at his hands. "I always thought you had it easier. Mom and Dad always said you were the smart one, the capable one. I thought maybe you didn't need help like I did." "I did need help," I replied, "but I never got it. So I learned to help myself." "Your interview went well," I continued. "The team is impressed. On merit alone, you'd be a strong candidate for this position." Tyler looked up. "Really? Really? But I need to know, if I offered you this job, would you take it knowing I'm your boss? Knowing that you'd have to earn your place here just like everyone else?" He was quiet for a long moment. "Yes, I'd take it. And I'd work harder than anyone else here to prove I deserved it. Why does this matter so much to you?" Tyler's eyes met mine. "Because I'm tired of being the screw-up, Becca. I'm tired of being the one Mom and Dad have to rescue. This job is a chance to actually build something meaningful, to prove to myself that I'm more than just the family disappointment." His honesty caught me off guard. "Okay," I said. "I'm offering you the marketing director position at $80,000 a year with standard benefits. You'll report to Sarah. You'll work just as hard as every other employee here. Agreed?" "Agreed," Tyler said immediately, smiling. "Thank you, Becca. I won't let you down. There's one more thing. Eventually we need to tell Mom and Dad the truth." The smile faded slightly. "They're not going to take it well. I know, but they need to know. I'm tired of hiding." 2 weeks later, I invited my parents to dinner at my apartment. Tyler arrived first, nervous. He'd already started at NextGen, throwing himself into the work with intensity I'd never seen from him before. "Are you sure about this?" Tyler asked. "I'm sure," I said. "It's time." Mom and Dad arrived at 7 sharp. They both looked confused when they saw Tyler already there. "What's this about?" Mom asked. "Tyler, I thought you were starting your new job." "I did start it," Tyler said. "That's what we want to talk to you about." We all sat down. I handed them a folder. Inside were articles about next-gen analytics, our funding announcements, profiles of me from tech publications, and our company registration documents. Dad opened it slowly, his brow furrowing. Mom leaned over his shoulder, her expression shifting from confusion to shock. "Rebecca Morrison, that's you?" Mom said. "Morrison is my middle name," I explained. 4 years ago, I founded NextGen Analytics. We built it into a company with 42 employees and $15 million in venture capital funding. Tyler didn't join just any startup. He joined mine. I'm his boss. The silence was crushing. "Why didn't you tell us?" Dad asked quietly. "Because I needed to do this on my own. My whole life, I watched you give everything to Tyler. Tuition money, a car, constant financial support. I needed to prove to myself that I could succeed without help." Mom's eyes were filling with tears. "Rebecca, we had no idea you felt that way." "I know. But when you asked me for $50,000 for Tyler, it hurt. That money represented a decade of sacrifice. And you wanted me to just hand it over like my accomplishments didn't matter." Tyler spoke up. "Mom, Dad, Becca gave me the job on merit. She didn't tell me she owned the company until my final interview. And she's been an incredible boss. For the first time in my life, I'm earning something real." Dad set down the folder. "We thought we were helping both of you in the ways you needed. We thought you were so capable, Rebecca, that you didn't need our help. I was capable because I had to be," I replied. But that doesn't mean I didn't need support or recognition or just to be seen. Mom wiped her eyes. We're so sorry, sweetheart. We were blind. We took you for granted because you never complained, never asked for help. The conversation that followed was long and emotional. We talked about years of accumulated resentment, unspoken expectations, and different treatment. My parents apologized, really apologized, and for the first time, I felt like they truly understood. What do you need from us, Rebecca? Dad asked. I need you to see me, to acknowledge what I've built, and I need us to start fresh, as adults. We can do that, Mom said, squeezing my hand. Tyler cleared his throat. Working for Becca has taught me more in 2 weeks than I learned in years at my old job. She's an incredible leader. You should be really proud of her. Dad stood up and pulled me into a hug. We are proud. We always have been. We just did a terrible job of showing it. I'm sorry, Rebecca. As my family embraced me, years of hurt began to heal. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. A month later, I stood in front of our entire team at NextGen's quarterly meeting. Tyler sat in the third row, taking notes. He'd just completed his first successful campaign, bringing in 3 new major clients. Before we wrap up, I said, I want to share something personal. My brother works here. Tyler Chen, our marketing director, is my younger brother, and I'm incredibly grateful that he's part of this team. Not because of nepotism, but because he's earned his place here through hard work. The team applauded. After the meeting, several people approached Tyler to congratulate him. That evening, Marcus knocked on my door frame. Your parents called earlier. They want to take you and Tyler out to celebrate your success. Your dad mentioned something about finally getting to brag about his CEO daughter at his retirement party. I laughed, warmth spreading through my chest. That sounds nice. As I drove home that night, I reflected on the journey. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Dinner Sunday? We want to hear all about NextGen. And this time, we're actually listening. I smiled and texted back, I'd love that. I'd spent so many years believing I had to choose between my family and my success. But the truth was simpler. I could be both the sister who loved her family and the CEO who'd built something extraordinary. I'd learned that the greatest gift you can give your family isn't your savings or your sacrifice. It's your authentic self. And sometimes, the people who hurt us most need to be shocked into seeing what they've been missing all along. My parents took my savings request seriously, but they didn't know I owned the startup my brother joined. And in not knowing, they learned the most important lesson of all, that the daughter they'd overlooked had become someone remarkable, with or without their recognition. But having it now, that made all the difference.